What crazy directions should cereal companies take in 2026? What big ideas haven't they covered? Will any of my ideas someday actually hit store shelves? Friends, it's time to eat some cereal. Happy birthday, everybody, and welcome to Cerealsly, where we take cereals seriously. My name is Alex, and I eat and review hundreds of cereals a year with episodes every single week in order to help you get the most out of your cereal experience. Today on Cerealsly, we're kicking off the new year with what has become our annual tradition. Today, I have invented 4 new cereals that I think cereal companies should consider making in 2026. And this isn't just a list of ideas. I have spent weeks constructing mock-ups, both of the cereal boxes and the cereals themselves, for us to sample and review. We're gonna go cereal by cereal and introduce them and try a few bites. Then we're gonna give them a rating. Not a rating today of how good they are, because they don't officially exist yet, but instead a likelihood that they might actually come into existence rating out of 5. So for now, I want to put all of my cereal expertise to use to show you the 4 cereals I think should become a reality in 2026. Hey, if you made it this far in the video, I hope your 2026 is full of nothing but great vibes. But would you do me one more favor? Would you like this video and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment with what cereal we should look at together in a future episode? Doing any one of those things would really help me out. All right, I think I'm ready. I have got my stack of bowls. I've got my spoon. I've got my trusty 1% milk. And just in the wings here, I have the 4 new cereals. So let me show you the first one that I have invented. Let's start simple. Here it is, Trix, Purposely All Grapes. The idea of this one, of course, is that it could be a competitor to Cap'n Crunch's Oops All Berries, because this one is not a mistake. This one was purposely all grapes. This is stupid, but I thought it was funny. Here we have the Trix Rabbit over a full bowl of just the grape elements of a normal box of Trix. Trix, I'm glad to say, has returned to the different fruity shapes. Of course, they're all the same flavor in the box, but my favorite of those fruity shapes has always been the grape pieces. So I have meticulously gone through and sorted out all of the grape pieces and put them into this box. I think the purple color, the grape flavor, is unique enough that kids would gravitate towards this. I want to see if I gravitate towards it. So let's open this up and see what it looks like in a bowl. So what you may or may not have been able to see is that finding the grape pieces in a full box of Trix was not as simple as I first thought it would be. It turns out that of all the fruity shapes, the grapes are actually the fewest and the farthest between. I should have taken a look at that before I chose to go with this fruity shape. The other problem is that very few of them have stayed in their bunch of grape formation. Some of them did, but the reality is that almost all of them just became loose individual grapes. It actually reminds me a lot of Nerds cereal from when I was a kid in the early 80s. Boy, oh boy, do I wish they brought that back. As far as smell, they smell exactly like the fruity flavor of Trix. So they could just use the same spray and our brains would tell us that it's grape flavored. So I started with this one because it's pretty basic, but I want to put milk on these and see what this cereal tastes like. All right, my friends, for the first and maybe only time ever, let us try Trix Purposely All Grapes in milk. These are super fun. Of course, they just taste like Trix. Maybe if General Mills made these, they could put a hint more of a grape-ish flavor, but honestly, they don't need it. My brain is telling me that these taste like grape, even though they do not. And it's fun. It's novel. Listen, they'll sell a couple boxes of cereal. Isn't that the point? I think this is cute. I think this is simple. I think this is great. I'm going to take one more bite. I went through a lot of trouble sorting these out, and I'm proud of myself. I am going to give these a rating out of the likelihood that they could be made. Wait, is it that they might be made or they could be made? Could be made. These are a 5 out of 5. This was a piece of cake. They would just need to hire a bunch of people to sort out the tricks. But the reality of, will they make these? I think this is the easiest, the simplest of these ideas. So let's just say I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 for likelihood that this might hit store shelves someday. Come on, General Mills, just make this. For me, just be nice to me. All right, let's put that one to the side. And let me introduce you to the second cereal that I invented here at the beginning of 2026, and that is this. Grape Nuts for Kids. I have friends that are big fans of the old school crunch health factor of grape nuts, but I do not like them. So this year I set out to imagine what would happen if grape nuts wanted to aim for a younger demographic. And here's what I came up for. Grape Nuts for Kids. You can see it's regular grape nuts, still comes in their adorably cute little boxes, but this one is full of marshmallows. And I added some craisins just for color. And then there's a swirl of chocolate sauce in this. I know it's harder to see on the box, but basically my theory here was just add everything that a kid might like. Fruit and marshmallows and chocolate, and just see what happens. I wrote on here, incredibly unhealthy. It's all they could do to save what is basically gravel from a slow decline into 0 people eating it. They have got to capture a new market. So let's open these up and see if there is any chance of their survival. Let's see what they look like in a bowl. My favorite part of that was that it probably was a full third of the bowl full before any grape nuts actually came out. It's mostly marshmallows and craisins and chocolate sauce, which might be just what it needs. Let's put some milk on it and try for the very first time Grape Nuts for Kids with milk. All of the grape nuts sunk to the bottom, and now it's just marshmallows in milk. Oh, this is a great idea. This is what this cereal needs to do. All right, let us try, friends. Grape Nuts for Kids in milk. Geez, I think they're still bad. It is ironic, let me just say, that the first 2 cereals I invented this year both have the word grape in them. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. But where Trix purposely all grapes was wonderful, these are terrible. There's nothing to be done for grape nuts. These cannot be saved. If anything, there's not enough marshmallows and craisins and chocolate sauce in this. No amount would be enough. When people say they like grape nuts, they are lying. You are lying. I'm going to try one more bite just because it's the last time anyone should ever eat grape nuts. And here we go. Grape Nuts for Kids one more time. Blech. I like the cranberries in it. If we learn nothing else, it's that more cereals should have cranberries in them. Raisin Bran has a cranberry version. I think it's still out there on store shelves in some limited capacity. I really like that. Why are more cereal companies not doing that? Probably because craisins are more expensive than raisins. They should make the investment, not Grape Nuts. Grape Nuts should not make the investment. It is not worth it. So this was a fun experiment. The likelihood of it being made, absolutely 0. There's no way they're going to change their ways over at Post. They're going to let this baby ride to the grave, hand in hand with the older adults who enjoy it on a regular basis. Let's now put that one to the side and go on to our third cereal. Next, we have one that I think is really fun. Here it is, Balatro cereal. If you're not aware, Balatro is one of the most fun video games that has been made in many, many years. It won many, many Game of the Year awards just about a year ago. So I know I am a year late on this, but this would make an awesome cereal. If you haven't played the video game Balatro, it's available pretty much on any platform, including mobile phones like iPhones and Android phones, and you should get it. And here's why. Not only is it a really fun game, it's like card-based, so you'll be kind of familiar with it, has all of these intricacies of different jokers, and it's really, really great. But it is also the most tactile game I have ever played on my iPhone. I love playing it just because you move the little cards around and everything you do, your phone goes like, And it is so fun just holding your phone. When's the last time the fun part of the game was how it felt holding your phone in your hand? That is Balatro. You've got to play it for that reason. For the cereal itself, I went with the idea that the cereal pieces themselves are the cards, and then I put inside little black and red marshmallows that match the suits of the cards. So we have clubs and spades and diamonds down here and hearts poking up there. I have done this inventing cereals shtick. Now this is the third year in a row, but this is the first time ever that I had to design the marshmallows myself. I found a recipe online. It took me forever to cut out these little pieces into marshmallow shapes, and they are truly cereal marshmallows inside of cereal here. So I'm excited to open these things up and see what they look like in a bowl. Ooh, they look nice. And just because I worked so hard on this, I do want to dig through and see if I can show you all of the little marshmallow pieces that I made. There is one of the hearts. There is a little spade. Ooh, that looks so cute. There is one of the clubs. And finally, we have one of the diamonds. These look so good. I did a great job. If they made this, this would be a surefire hit. Let's throw these back in the bowl, put some milk on it, see what it tastes like. All right, my friends, for the first time ever, let us try Balatro cereal in milk. A hint of cinnamon gives it a little bit of a kick. Boy, those marshmallows turned out so fun. There's no real way to make cereal marshmallows at home because you need a freeze dryer. And I have a dehydrator, which got it 50% there. But boy, oh boy, would I someday like to rent some time with a freeze dryer and make my own cereal marshmallows. That would be a blast. And this is what I would start with because this is great. Let me give this a rating out of 5 for likelihood that it might be made. And here's what I would say. I would say this is a 4.5 out of what they should make. The Balatro people seem like they're up for anything. This is such a fun crossover. Kids, teenagers know what Balatro is. They play it, they like it, they talk about it, they have fun with it. It's a video game. General Mills, Kellogg, Post, Quaker. You should reach out to the Balatro people. Make this cereal. Put a special edition Joker card in each box and you will sell $1 billion of cereal. So that was a really fun experiment. I really like how the design turned out on this one. Let us go on, though, to our final new cereal invention of the year. Here it is, my friends. Olive Garden soup, salad, and breadsticks cereal. Every year, I like to think about what are the savory tastes that I love, that Americans love, and how could those be turned into a cereal? This year, I think Olive Garden deserves a shot. Who doesn't like never-ending soup, salad, and breadsticks from a great, fine Italian restaurant like Olive Garden? Was it once called The Olive Garden and they dropped the? Maybe I'm not remembering clearly, but regardless, Olive Garden should make this cereal. If you'll notice here on the box, you can see all 3 items, soup, salad, and breadsticks, and they are also represented in the cereal. The cereal pieces themselves are breadstick shaped, and then you have these little bowls of red soup, and you also have these lettuce leaves as marshmallows inside. This was a really fun one to put together just because I think texture-wise, it's such a good novel idea. I'm excited to pour this out, see what it looks like in a bowl. Well, I'll tell you what it looks like in a bowl. It looks perfect in a bowl. If they brought this out to me at an Olive Garden while I was just sitting there hoping for a good dinner, and instead they brought me this great cereal treat, I would say, grazie mille. Is that right? I think I heard that on a movie once. You can see it is full of the breadstick shape, and then we've got our bowls of soup here, and then these pitiful little green leaves of marshmallows for the salad. You get the idea. It's in there somewhere. Let's put milk on this and give it a try. All right, my friends, let us try Olive Garden soup, salad, and breadsticks cereal in milk. Garlicky. It's nice and salty. Lots of good Italian dressing flavor is coming up. Okay, flavor-wise, this is probably the worst idea, but if they were really gonna make this into a cereal, surely they could come up with some combination of marshmallows and cereal pieces that would still remind you, at least in shape and look, of soup salad and breadsticks. I'm just the idea man. I'm not the one who has to go through the R&D to actually make this stuff happen. That's up to you, Olive Garden, and some cereal partner. Come on, you guys. As far as likelihood of this getting made, I know it's got to be low, probably down in the 0 to 1 range. But you know how much national news coverage they would get if people showed up at their restaurants and they were given a free box of Olive Garden cereal? I suspect with the way that casual dining sit-down restaurants are going, that they could use the bump, and now is the time to connect with America's love for weird cereals. Well, friends, we have done it all. We talked, we ate, we took every facet of taste and texture into consideration, and now it's enough. I would love to hear any ideas you have for cereals that should exist but don't yet. The zanier the better, in my opinion. Maybe, just maybe, the wind will blow the right direction and some cereal executive will watch this with my ideas or read the comments with your ideas, and they'll actually turn one of our dreams into reality. Probably not. But maybe. For now, if you want to try any of these cereals we looked at today, you can't. You'll just have to wait and see if any of them pop up in the future. Next week, we're going to be back with normal reviews of real cereals that actually exist. But listen, I'd love to spend even more cereal time together, and YouTube thinks that you're going to enjoy the videos that are on screen right now. So check those out while you're waiting for our brand new episode next week. Until then, never be soggy.